Good afternoon. Fade to Black breaking news for this Monday, August 18th, 2025. This is all of the news that you need. I'm Jimmy Church. All right, kicking off another brand new week here on Fade to Black, and this is an amazing week. Tonight, Suzanne Ross joins us for the first time, Souls and Simulation. Tomorrow night, Riz Verk is back, and we're going to be covering living in a simulation. Wednesday night, Dahlia Burgoyne is here. Mind Sight Without Eyes. I've talked about Dahlia, and man, this is a huge show. Do not miss Wednesday night. And then Thursday night, it gets even bigger because Trevor Grassi is here. We're going to be talking about his research with his team, about what is going on with SARS and what is underneath Giza. Wow, what a week on Fade to Black. Now, I do have 5 events coming up, and all in 2026, starting with the Conscious Life Expo, February 20th through 23rd at the LAX Hilton, followed by the Contact Modalities Expo, May 1st through the 3rd, 2026 in Delavan, Wisconsin, at the Delavan Lake Resort. Right after that, Contact in the Desert, May 28th through June 1st, 2026. Tickets will be available this Thanksgiving Day. I'm going to follow that up with Monty Python and the Tour of Scotland. That is August 1st through the 9th, 2026. I come back from that and I head south to Peru and Easter Island with Brian Forrester. That is November of 2026. I don't have the firm dates yet, but you can follow everything that I'm doing with the links below. All right. Let's get to it. On this day in history is a big one, 1590. The Roanoke colony is found deserted with no trace of the 100 colonists and no sign of violence on this day in 1590. Here's your fader fact. Didn't know this. Guy Fawkes is the reason men are called guys. And that is your fader fact. All right, let's get to the breaking news. The heads of the UK's National Institute for Artificial Intelligence have acknowledged recent months have been challenging for staff as the charity undergoes substantial change. A whistleblowing complaint was submitted this week to the Charity Commission. They warned that the body, which receives 100 million pounds from the government, is at risk of collapse after Technology Secretary Peter Kyle instructed them to prioritize the military and defense and threatened to pull its funding if it did not. The shift to focusing on defense represents a significant pivot for the publicly funded organization and its use of artificial intelligence. Wow. MIT student Alice Blair has dropped out because she says AGI, artificial general intelligence, will kill everyone before she can graduate. Blair now works as a technical writer for the nonprofit Center for AI Safety and has no plans to go back to MIT. She joined hoping to meet the other people interested in making AI safe and apparently was disappointed. Building an AGI, by the way, a system that matches or surpasses human intelligence, is much of the AI industry's end game right now. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman called the recent launch of its poorly received AI model GPT-5 a major stepping stone towards AGI, even going as far as to call it generally intelligent. Wow. Man, the world is just moving too fast right now. Michigan is launching a new fragrance inspired by the aromas of the Great Lakes state. Some things you can't make up. The state's tourism and marketing arm is launching 4 new seasonal scents designed to remind travelers of their favorite Michigan memories. Yeah, I wonder if they're going to do Holly, Michigan. The first, announced this week, is called Fresh. It's a summer-themed fragrance inspired by Michigan's freshwater coastlines, wineries, lavender fields, and, well, laughter. It was developed in partnership with the company Aroma Labs. I'm going to order some. Yeah. Each spring, Australia's bogong moths migrate up to 600 miles to remote caves in the Australian Alps. Now, a new study published in Nature has found that they use the stars and Earth's magnetic field to find their way. Now, inside a lab, they created simulations of the night sky and Earth's magnetic field. When the researchers turned the artificial night sky 180 degrees, the moths flew in that direction. Well, when the stars were randomized, they were just confused. That's absolutely incredible. Health officials are working to alert hundreds of people in dozens of states and several countries who may have been exposed to rabies in bat-infested cabins in Wyoming's Grand Teton National Park over the past few months. As of Friday, none of the bats found in some of the 8 linked cabins at Jackson Lake Lodge had tested positive for rabies. Those were the live bats, but the dead bats, they all had rabies. That should freak you out. Private Canadian company Nordspace has started construction on its Atlantic Spaceport Complex, otherwise known as the ASX, in Newfoundland and Labrador, marking a major milestone towards the country's first operational commercial orbital launch facility. ASX, previously known as Spaceport Canada, is designed as a cornerstone of Nordspace's end-to-end space mission capability, fully sourced and built within Canada. Wow, that's absolutely incredible. Taking SpaceX out of the mix. Seriously. There you go. There's all the Fade to Black breaking news that you need for this Monday, August 18th, 2025. Breaking news is produced by Renee Neumann. I am Jimmy Church. I want to remind everybody tonight, for the first time on Fade to Black, Suzanne Ross joins us. We're going to be talking about souls and simulation, the paranormal, consciousness, all that stuff. I'll see you tonight on Fade to Black. But for now, all I've got is Gobekli Tepe.